This stat has been going crazy.
I took this female out to eat about 2 weeks ago and I tested her! Exclamation mark. We ordered our food and had a nice time and was just talking over food and get to know each other! Exclamation mark. I'm not gonna front, I was feeling shorty. And not just because she was beautiful, because her mindset is what got me! Exclamation mark. But when we was done eating and I asked for the bill, the lady came back with it! Exclamation mark.
I feel like that's his favorite punctuation sign thus far. Let's keep reading.
I said, damn, I left my wallet at home. You think you can pay for the food and I will give you the money back when I get home?
Question mark? He switched it up on us real quick. She just got up and left. All I could do was laugh and shmush! Exclamation mark. But I goes in my pocket, pays for the bill, and leaves a $10 tip and an exclamation mark. The lady said, thank you, and you are a very smart man! Exclamation mark. Yeah, that happened. Sometimes you have to test them to see whether they don't want or not! Exclamation mark. I never spoke to her after that. It's my boy Jeremiah Fly, and he said what he said. He's sick of you dusties coming for his monies. All you want is his food and his money. He got to test y'all to make sure that y'all really, qualified. So you know how much I love me a little chat GPT synopsis. So the key point of the post: Jeremiah's intention was to test the woman's character by seeing if she would pay for the meal if he claimed to have forgotten his wallet. So the woman's reaction: she walked clean up out the restaurant. Jeremiah interpreted that as a failure to his test. So I started reading the comments, and then I got far too lazy to finish the comments, so I uploaded all the screenshots and had AI do it. Here's the synopsis from the comments. Naturally, you had some supportive comments. Some commenters agree with Jeremiah, asserting that women should be willing to contribute and not expect men to always pay. They believe this method was a clever way to test sincerity. Aha! Which is weird to think insincerity is a way to test sincerity. Like karma would beget that you get what you get anyway. And plus, didn't you ask her out? Again, besides the point. Many others found this approach to be manipulative and immature. They criticized him for setting up a scenario that was unfair and likely to embarrass the woman. I mean, hopefully she didn't accept a date with no money in her pocket, because we don't do that, right? Right? Y'all not going outside with strangers or these men that you barely know with absolutely no backup money, right? That's not smart. Not smart at all. That's cuckoo bananas, actually, if you think about it. Because at that point, you just setting yourself up for the okie doke. But that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. No matter how ultra feminine I am and how feminine a soft era I want to be, or whatever, I'm going to have an extra couple dollars in my pocket. I'm going to always have enough to cover me. Well, I mean, I work a regular grown-up job, so I have a regular grown-up bank account. So it's more than just enough to cover me. Like, I have a whole functional financial system. Like, moving right along. One of the main comments came from K Melody. And K Melody argued that testing someone on the first date by asking them to pay is incredibly lame and unfair, especially if the man initiated the date, which he did. She shared personal experiences from feeling disgusted when put in similar situations. Dang, girl, how many times that happened to you? Shoot. It is lame, though. Like, the rule of thumb, to me, I don't know, it's etiquette. Basic etiquette. Whomever asks pays. Period. Whomever is requesting whomever else's time is the one who foots the bill. Pride and embarrassment. She suggested that the woman might have left out of pride or to avoid becoming a social media story, which she is. She is now a social media sensation. We don't know who she is. She probably don't even exist because, people be posting stuff to go viral. But now we just talking about it to talk about it. But yes, she emphasized the importance of mutual respect and honest intentions in dating. Because a comment that I did find that he said himself is that he was talking to her for 2 months. I come with receipts, so I was not playing. That's number one. And number two, we was talking for 2 months. Number three, I can't see because the record button is in the way. A real woman would, whatever, you could see it. It's right there. I can't. But receipts. He said it. I just read what number 3 is upon further review. If a woman says what makes a real man, they're quick to tell them that you don't know what makes a man because you don't know. You're not a man. So how are you going to say how a real woman would have handled anything if all the women are agreeing in the comment section that they would have handled it pretty much the same way? But you're saying a real woman would handle it the way you would. So the way you want them to. Are you the real woman in this scenario then? Because if all the women ain't real women, that means you got to be the real woman. Just math. But anywho, he further generalized that many women only want money and physical benefits, which he felt justified his testing method. Haley Marie pointed out that Jeremiah's method might have made the woman think that he was forgetful or careless, which is a bad first impression. Which is why it's imperative to clarify the intentions of what you're dating for. Because are you dating for cereal? Because if we're dating for cereal and it's like a further mate type, the same way you probably have a first impression about certain things about me, you forgetting your wallet after talking to me for 2 months and we finally meeting up on a date you offered to take me on, it's definitely a red flag, or at least a flag of sorts, a flag on the play. I don't speak sports ball. Lauren Taylor Travis highlighted the hypocrisy in Jeremiah's thinking, noting that if he can assume that she was trying to get a free meal, she can equally and easily assume that he was setting her up for the okie doke. Like, Georgine Glass suggested that Jeremiah's paranoia and need to test indicated a lack of trust and self-assurance, and questioned what Jeremiah would have done if the roles were reversed. And even then, like you said, you were talking to her for 2 months and you still haven't vetted her yet. Like, you don't trust your own judgment? Serious question. It's not like you jumped in somebody's inbox on Instagram or something like that and just tried to like get up with them the very next day. Like, you talked to her for 2 months before you finally decided that you're in a good place to ask her out and move forward. And then you pull this immediately. That means you don't trust your own judgment. It's beyond her. Because you said everything about her was popping up until that moment, up and through the date, up until the moment you forgot your wallet. You started the funny shit. The funny shit started once you started the funny shit. Wow, look at that. But, you know, some people supported him and echoed that it's essential to test people to see if they're genuine. They argued that this method was a practical way to avoid being taken advantage of. And of course, as per usual, a lot of them went low in support for Jeremiah, and they resorted to personal attacks against critiques, saying that they didn't understand the importance of his method and were biased against men. So everybody who didn't agree was biased against men. So long story medium, that happened. Y'all know I don't do no real research for real, so that's about as much as you're gonna get from me. I made my own edge oil and my edges started growing back, and now I could put a lock right here where this little bald spot was. Yeah, I put another one over here. It's back there somewhere. Don't mind that over. But yeah, my little edges is growing back with my little oil. Anywho, comment on the thing. Bald-headed biased. I don't know why I said that. It hadn't just comment about the topic, not about the bald head or the baby dread. Baby lock, do, baby lock, do.